Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Shikod Africa Nairobi meeting. My name is Esther. I am today's host. I will also be handling the question and answer session. So today we have Joy Linda to take us through. Oh, please, it's just machine learning. Joy is a software developer. She's also a technical writer, and she's also a fan of Lord of the Rings. So today's session will for today's session, she'll be uncovering the current trends in machine learning and taking us a little bit into what machine learning is, what it entails, and yeah, things like that. If you have any questions, you can leave them through the chat session, and yeah, we'll tackle the question session later after our presentation. Yes. So, Joy, welcome. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Esther. Um, yeah, a moment. I need to share my screen. So yeah. Yeah. So my name is Joy Linda Wawera. I I'm a software dev. I'm also a technical writer. I write articles in machine learning. And one of the things I'm most proud of is my latest article series is being featured on Zindi. Uh, for those of you who know Zindi, Zindi is a platform which hosts AI competitions within Africa. So if you want to practice your machine learning problems or get exposed to machine learning problems, this is a place where you can start. It's a very good platform. And lastly, I'm a huge fan of Lord of Rings. So if you are fan and you're on this call, we can talk later about it. Yeah. So today we are going to be talking about, oh please, it's just machine learning. One thing before I begin this talk, I'd like to say that this talk is basically encourages all of you to use machine learning. It's not a discouragement because I got some feedback from people that saying, is this a topic for discouraging machine learning? So I'm here to tell you that no, it's just a topic to tell you how to use machine learning in the best way possible. Yeah. Am I going too fast? Okay, I'll take that as a no. So, this talk, the objectives which I have for today is define and understand what machine learning is. So that's where we'll start. And then we'll discuss on why machine learning projects fail and how to approach machine learning projects. Okay, so we'll talk about all those. When I'm saying, so this talk is, I'll not go deeply to the definition and understand what machine learning is because I thought many talks have been done on that. So I'll just do the basic presentation. If you have questions after, you can ask me. Yeah. So let's define machine learning. So what is machine learning? What is machine learning? Like, I want you to take a moment and since this is not an interactive session, I'd like you to pause or close your eyes or just answer or whisper something to yourself by you defining what machine learning is. So what is machine learning? So for most of you, when you hear machine learning, you always think about this guy. Uh, yeah, Elon Musk has. Most of you have heard of Elon Musk, and he's been exploding on Twitter for the last 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. So when most of you hear machine learning, you think of Elon Musk, which is totally okay because he's a personality that is embracing machine learning in whatever he's doing. Yeah. So the next thing other guys would think about is robots. So people think machine learning has something to do with robots. Still okay to think in that path, no judgment, yeah? But if you're thinking Elon Musk or robots, you're on the right path. Lastly, for the serious guys, for most of the serious guys, they think they go deeper and say machine learning is data, which is also correct. Machine learning is raw facts, it's information. Machine learning can be defined by all these three people: Elon Musk, uh, robots, and data. Yeah. So let's jump to definitions, to clear definitions, that is. So when most people hear machine learning, they picture a robot, a dependable butler, or a deadly terminator, depending on who you ask. But machine learning is not just a futuristic fantasy, it's already here. So this is a definition from the book Hands on Machine Learning by O'Reilly. So yes, when most of you hear machine learning, you think, it's creating robots, uh, it's creating like they said, a butler or a terminator that will come and kill you one night, or yeah, like, and you're thinking on the right path. But what I'd like to say is machine learning has been used even in the past. Funny thing, machine learning has also been used, came to be used fast. I think the first time people realized that machine learning is being used is during the Second World War. So you can ask me about that. I can I can give you clear definitions on how it was used in the Second World War. So machine learning is something that has been used in the past, and it's something that is being accommodated right now. Moving forward, so this is the second and third definition of machine learning. So machine learning is the training of a model from data that generalizes a decision against a performance measure. So, and another definition is a branch of machine learning, a branch of artificial intelligence in which a computer generates rules underlying or based on raw data that has been fed into it. So that is machine learning basically. All you have to understand about machine learning is that machine learning uh, is all about using data. You have to combine data and intelligence. So you're making a computer make its decisions based on data. Giving the computer data and telling it to train under certain circumstances and build a predictive model for you. Yeah. So I'm hoping I've not lost you yet. Again, if you have questions, you can always ask after. Yeah. So, okay, moving forward. So most of you are like, what do I mean? So, I want you to picture this. Moment, I have a problem with my slides. So a good analogy to explain machine learning is, think of machine learning this way. How many of you use a microwave? I think everyone uses a microwave right now. So that's a yes. How many of you can build a microwave? If you can build a microwave, please just do it on the comment, like, right, I can build a microwave. Yeah. Last question. How many of you have never used a microwave? I'm guessing No one? I'm guessing everyone has used the microwave. Yeah. So think of machine learning the same way, whereby you know exactly what you want. Your work is only inputting something which is food on the microwave and wanting it to get warm, right? So you know what you exactly you want, you know the results you want. Your work is just putting it in the data. So that's what machine learning is, if I'm to use that analogy. So there are two sides of machine learning, which is research and applied machine learning, which I'll not go deep into right now. The other thing I'd like to say is that you have to note that um, data is the ingredient key in machine learning. You have to know that data is a powerful and expensive asset in the world right now, hence the saying, data is the new oil. So your tweets, your WhatsApp chats, they're the new oil basically. So I the point I'm trying to put across is data is the new oil. That basically it. Or yeah. So next, let's. So I have an equation here that explains machine learning. So x y. So no, I'm not explaining algebra. I'm just giving another definition of machine learning to make things clear. So x is the input data, yeah, and y is the prediction that you expect your machine learning model to make. And the arrow is a representation that the model learned between x and y. It's what the machine learning model learned from your data. Yeah. So that's the relationship it builds. It says that if there is high traffic, then the fare should go up. Yeah. Yeah. So that's basically it. Next up is, unfortunately, it's not an interactive session as I hoped it would be. So I was hoping to get to know how many of you have used machine learning or are using machine learning, and I'd like to know how. So if it's in a competition, if it's at work, if it's at I don't know, your dorm room, I would really like to know how. Yeah. So if you can write that in the comments still, I'll be happy to answer them. Next, so I'd like to say that I realized that there is sorry, I don't know what happened to my screen. Okay. So yeah, so there's a confusion between automation and machine learning. Yeah. So what happened to so there's a confusion between automation and machine learning. So most of you completely confused between machine learning and automation. So just to give like a clear understanding of what automation is and what machine learning is that automation is fixed on repetitive and instructive tasks. Automation does a job and thinks no further. Like for systems, there are computer systems that create invoices at the end of the month automatically. That's not a machine learning project. That is a automation project, because it's doing one repetitive tasks for a period of time, for a period of 1 month. It depends on it slowly depends on the organization. Like there are some, like the payroll systems, those are automation those are automation systems, and not sorry, I'm trying to share my screen. Still not working. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so there are automation. So it should be known to clearly understand machine learning in any computer program that shows characteristics of self-improvement or learning through inference. So I think the best way to differentiate between machine learning and automation is when you see a system that exhibits or shows a way of improvement or learning the system, that is a machine learning project. But if it's automated to do one repetitive task all over and over again, that is automation. And automation and machine learning are two different separate things. Yeah. So next, so I have these two robots here. We're having a drink apparently. So I'm guessing, I don't know that it's beer or petrol, but anyway. So you ever wish humans could take back their jobs? So I guess this is where we're going soon. By soon I mean 20 years to come, 40 years to come, or next year. You never know. So yeah. So let's go to the interesting part of this talk. It is said that 85% of ML projects fail. Some would argue 50, others would argue 25, others would argue 20, 10. Whatever it is, I'm just trying to say that machine learning projects often fail for businesses, for individuals, for huge companies, which is a big loss. Yeah. So, how should we define failure in machine learning? So, when we say that a machine learning project has failed, what do we mean? We mean that a model is deployed but does not deliver. And secondly, after successful proof of concept, a model does not get deployed. So you have discussed with your partners that you want to build a model, let's say, to predict the transport fare. Consider putting some factors, considering some factors like weather, demand, and supply. Yeah. So your partners agree to it. You build a model, but later the model does not get deployed on a system. So that's one failure. Another failure is model is deployed but does not deliver. So the model, yes, works, but what you intended it to do does not deliver. It does not do what it was. What I mean, it does not do what it what they expected it to do. Yeah. So machine learning why machine learning fails? Okay, one reason is doing machine learning for the wrong reasons. Yeah. So most of you would just wake up and say, machine learning, everyone is using machine learning, I have to use machine learning in my workspace. I I have like to do it because to compete with my partners. I have to do it because Elon Musk is using it. I have to do it because You see, those are rather lame reasons for you to do machine learning. Machine learning requires you to have a sit down, come up with the right reasons. Why do you want to use machine learning? Why do you want to implement the system to your workspace? Will it help your will it lower some, will it reduce labor in your workplace? Will it increase your profits in your company? Why do you want to use machine learning? That is the first question you should ask yourself whenever you trying to consider machine learning. Yeah. So the second thing is use cases are not suitable for machine learning. So as much as you're considering machine learning for your system, for your institution, always look at the use cases. Where will the model be used? Where will the machine learning model be used? Will it be used for sales? Will it be used for marketing? Will it be used to analyze tweets? Will it be used to, what exactly will it be used for? Yeah. And try to look at the impacts of the users. Say you have users in your company, how are they likely to be affected with your machine learning algorithm? Yeah. Thirdly, is data is wrong or low quality, meaning that you don't have enough data. Data, like I've said, in machine learning is a very key ingredient. So if you have data that is um, has too many rows, repetitive columns, repetitive rows, that will not work. You can build a machine learning model with it, but it will give you wrong predictions at the end, which will have a huge cost in your business. Yeah. Lastly, number four is poor problem framing. So, like I've said, you don't have like the right reasons to do your machine learning project. You don't have like an ideal problem that you want to solve. And this is what people do wrong, even in competitions. Even in AI competitions, you don't go through the problem you're trying to address. You don't go through the problem. So yes, you create a very accurate machine learning algorithm, but it does not solve the problem that you have in hand or in mind. So if you want your machine learning project to work, you need to identify the problem you're trying to fix. Because most of you will spend time analyzing data, coming up with the right model, but you will not solve the problem that you had in mind. Yes? I hope that makes sense. So poor problem framing, this is a very big issue because I have seen it in many places so far. Many places I have seen it so far. So what I'd like to advise is make sure you have your problem, make sure you have your data. Like your data and problem should have like a match to solve. I mean, yes, your data and problem should have a match for you to create a model that um that solves the problem in hand. Yes. Um, Number five is a model is not a product. So what I mean by this is the representation of the prediction that you make is not what you're selling to the people. Uh is not what um is not what your users are mainly concerned about. Check Uber for example. Uber uses machine learning in many ways. Uber uses machine learning to predict transport fare. It checks the it checks different factors like weather, supply and demand. Um, what else does it check for? The route you're going to, yeah, the distance, yeah. So for many users, we don't really care how that works. We we just know for the technical people, we just know there's a machine learning model somewhere, but that's not the product. What Uber is selling is the app itself. Uber is selling the Uber application to us, not the machine learning model. So that's another thing that you should always keep in mind. Yes. Um, Number six is that infrastructure is not ready. So you might have a good machine learning project to help your company, but you don't have the right way to collect the data. You don't have the right way to analyze the data. You don't have let's say you're taking too much data at once. You don't have the databases to keep that data. Yeah. And you need that data to create good algorithms at the end of the day. Yeah. Uh, s- Number seven is no trust from stakeholders. As much as we are all hyped about machine learning, some people are a little bit paranoid. So this might be one of the stakeholders you present a project to using machine learning, and then he's like, I don't want this in my company. So that is a huge problem when we're doing. Well, that's why machine learning projects fail. Yeah. Lastly is production model failures. Yeah, can deploy your machine learning project. It can function the way it's supposed to function, but at one point your model just, I don't know, gets it gets a little bit inaccurate, or I don't know, your data might go low, or you might start producing low data quality, which might cause your model to make wrong predictions. Okay, so how to avoid this? So number one is having a tight collaboration and cross-functional teams. Number two is educate non-technical stakeholders. Like, you educate people on why machine learning will help your company, and you try to convince them and tell them, use facts. Yeah. Don't just gaslight them, and at the end of the day your machine learning model turns out to cost them money. Yeah. And you can also learn from them. So another thing you can do is do an ML project management, right? Five, have a portfolio of projects. And six, always monitor and maintain your models. Like, as much your machine learning project will work for some time, you should always keep in touch with it. Like, you always improve it. Let's say you used a random forest, and the random forest is not delivering as you want it to, and you can switch it to let's say a decision tree. Switch it up. Like, use, let's say your aim is prediction, you can switch between different algorithms to help you, like, keep your model safe for your company and for your users. Yeah. So another thing I would really like to talk about is keep in touch with your data. Like, if you build a machine learning model today and it works, yeah, using data, let's say for the past 5 years, and then after another 5 years, you create, after another 5 years, you still use the same data of the last 5 years, that machine learning model will not work the same. So you have to make sure that your data is always current. Use the most current data, because if you use data from back then, it will cause something called data drift. This happens when the data we feed to our model is different from the data we use to train it. So the same data you use for your training is the same data you use for your prediction. Yeah. Don't let them not be different. Yeah. A good example is, say you build a face recognition system built 10 years ago, starts taking starts seeing pictures taken with cameras with a much better resolution. Yeah. So remember the old Samsungs from 10 years ago? Yeah. So you're taking selfies with them. So you use that data. And then 10 years later, in 2021, we have better cameras, we have better phones, and you're taking the same photos with them. So this gradual change in between the photo quality, it will kill the results of your model. Yeah. So that will make your model inaccurate. It will make your model later starts performing poorly because you haven't used more current data. Yeah. So the data didn't change exactly, but the patterns of the data that you're feeding into it are the ones which change, which cause the model to perform poorly. Um, Questions you should ask yourself before diving into a machine learning solution. Ask why this will need solving. Like the first thing you need to do is you have a problem, right? You need to ask yourself why this problem needs solving. Yeah. Why do I need solving? Say you want to do a system that predicts the nearest ambulance from wherever you are. Yeah. Let's say I'm in Westlands and I want the nearest ambulance within Westlands. Yeah. So what problem would I be solving? The problem which I'll be solving maybe can be I don't know, a quicker response to emergency using machine learning. Yeah. So you need to define the problem that you fixing and ask yourself why it needs solving. Yeah. Secondly is ask how you'd measure success or failure. A thing to note is that not all models, not everyone considers high prediction rate as success of a machine learning model. People have different views how on how a model is like failing or succeeding. Others may say that if my model gives me more money and gives me more users, then it's succeeding. So people have different objectives. So with this, you have like to know where exactly you are. Lastly, is how would this impact a customer? Yes, always think about the customer. Whenever you're building a tech solution, whenever you're building a model, always think about the customer because that's who you're selling the product to. Yeah. So after this talk, do you think you should be psyched or hyped about machine learning? So I'll give you a moment to just reply this one over your head. Do you think you should be psyched or hyped about it? And yes, you should. Why? Um, Sorry. So I like this tweet by Santiago. He says that whatever your company is doing today, there will be a day when they'll be looking for machine learning engineer. If it hasn't already, it will happen soon. Wouldn't it be great to be a part of that process? Who knows the doors this would open for you? So basically I encourage the use of machine learning and artificial intelligence and data science and everything in AI. As you know, AI is an exists as an umbrella term that is used to denote all computer programs that think as humans, machine learning being one. So, yes, I would say that it's wise if you take time and study machine learning. It's wise if you go through the algorithms. It's wise if you understood the the basics of machine learning going up, going up, going up. If it's basically if you, it's better if you just did a Python or R or or JS for machine learning course. It will really help you consider. But what I tell people is, as much as you get into machine learning, always always think about creating systems that are responsible. Don't, as much as we have the power to create this awesome machine learning project, let's not misuse this power by creating projects that will kill us. Maybe should I say kill us? Yeah, don't create a next terminator that will come and rob us in our houses. Just create something that will help us clean, help us wash. Always think of responsible AI. Okay. And as a machine learning engineer, the last thing I'd really like to point out is, as a machine learning engineer, you should learn to speak business language. It's not all about technical things. It's not all about how good you are in Python or R. Sometimes all you need is just to understand the business. You understand the business, you understand and assign it to business goals. Yeah, in the highest priority. Be curious about the business impact, customer satisfaction, and overall influence, and not only in model accuracy. Don't close your eyes when you see that your model predicts something like has like 100% accuracy. Always try to model, as I said, model accuracy that is not the answer. Like, it does not assure you that your model will help you in the long run to help you achieve those business goals. Always align them to your business goals. If it works, if it helps you get more profit, then that's a good business model. I am done with my talk. With that, I hope you can hear me. I am done with my talk. Yeah, so feel free to ask me anything.
Thank you. Thank you, Joy. Okay, so I'll just read a comment from Sharon. She says that we are a interesting session. I've always wanted to get in an intro into machine learning, although I'm in development. And on that note, it was an awesome talk. And I want to ask, you've given us an introduction into machine learning, but how can someone get, let's say someone who's a starter, maybe like Sharon who's in web development, how can they get into machine learning? What path can they take to get into machine learning?
Okay, I got your questions. Thank you. So, both on how to get into machine learning.
Yeah.
So, I have a funny story of how I got into machine learning. I still have time, right?
Yeah,
Since
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't have to do like something. Okay, so how I got into machine learning was my third year project in campus. So honestly, I never knew I was building a system in machine learning. There's some noise somewhere. Is this on my end?
Sorry?
Oh, sorry. I can hear some noise.
Uh, no, it's okay. I think you're okay.
Oh, okay. So, as I was saying, I got into machine learning in my third year project. We were doing my third year project. So, what I would advise you to do is machine learning. You need like to start with what I tell people is be a software developer first. Understand basics like Python, Ruby, and then need to read a lot. Like I tell people, you need to read a lot. Even for software developers, we do read a lot. So get a book or get a tutorial somewhere and start learning it step by step. Understand AI first. Go to machine learning. Go to data science. You have to understand the different career paths you want to take because AI and machine learning have very many career paths. So you need to understand like I want to do this, I want to do this, and you don't have to be, but then you don't have to be good at math. I don't think you have to be good at math for you to do this. You just need to understand what you want and what you want your model to do. That's all. And have a basic understanding of what machine learning is and the simple concepts like model, um, what other definitions, and other algorithms like random forest, decision trees, KNNs, cross validations, big data. Like just need to understand the basic things. Don't be scared when someone tells you you have to learn math. It's not necessary. Yeah,
Oh,
that's all.
okay, all right. Is there a platform that maybe you direct someone to, maybe they want to learn these algorithms or something like that?
Um, there's analytics. Analytics is it Vindia? Analytics Vindia. You can Google it. I don't know whether you should write it. Um, that's if you are a reader, that's something I'd recommend. And analyticsvindia.com. And another thing I'd also advise is you to do like projects on Kaggle and Zindi. Yeah, Kaggle and Zindi, as in you can start from the beginner project going up. Or what I like most about Kaggle is that you can see solutions on winning teams and get to understand how they approach the problem, a business problem, or a problem that they had. Yeah. So Zindi Kaggle, mostly it's all about, like they say, projects, 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 projects. The more you do, the more you learn. Yeah.
All right. And you mentioned something about an AI competition when you were starting. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So I was talking about Zindi Africa. So what Zindi does is that it hosts competitions within Africa on AI machine learning for Africa peke yake. I mean for Africa, for Africa, yeah. So you can just go there, apply for a competition. You can do it in a group or you can do it as an individual. So when you win, there are prizes. You can get money. You can get scholarships. You can get noticed. Yeah, and I'd really like you to join this community called AI Kenya. AI Kenya, yeah, AI Kenya. It also hosts local hackathons within Kenya, and can help you a lot. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, and you told us about your story into getting into machine learning. You said it was a you did it as a project in the day or something.
yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
is it is it tough? Is it tough
Is it?
just instead of most people? Okay, some people like starting, maybe you start learning Python, then you do some small challenges before you take on a full project. Is
Yeah,
it easier to go into
yeah,
like a project without knowing, let's say for example the ZD competition, can you
yeah.
just, without being a learner in machine learning, can you just go with a project, maybe with a team, and learn through it?
Yeah, you can. You can. Um, it depends with how motivated you are, I guess, in these things. Just have to know how motivated you are. Because in Python, I think the most important thing is learning the syntax and things like pandas and numpy. Those are the two key libraries in machine learning and understanding the rest of the algorithms. So yeah, I guess you can. I guess you can if you have the will, you can. You obviously can. Because also these competitions they take part in months. So in those months you can like sit down and organize your time and understand what to do. The most important thing in machine learning is understanding which problem you're trying to solve. You might have you might be given many rows of data like 20 rows, but you just need 5 rows to make your machine learning model work or machine learning model effective in business. Yeah. So you just need to sit down with your thoughts and understand and then come back to Python. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
sent a document to
So,
you guys on different pathways in AI. Yeah, I shared it with Belda, I guess.
yes, yes,
Yes. So I think
yeah.
that's a very good place to start with understanding which career role you're interested in, or you just go to the deep end and just start doing machine learning project, and from there you can get to decide where you want to be involved.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sharon says, I'm just wowed as a newbie in machine learning.
Mm.
I didn't know it entails all this. It's more like business, considering a male can relate to this talk, and even a newbie gets an inch of what ML and AI is all about. And in regard to that, most of the time, people often use machine learning and artificial intelligence interchangeably. Are they the same thing, or is there a difference between them?
No, AI is like a superset. It's like the mother of machine learning. AI holds machine learning. So AI is basically like an umbrella defining all programs that have characteristics of that show characteristics of self-improvement or learning. So AI basically stands for all projects that show exhibit cognitive ability, any a project that can think and improve by itself slowly by slowly. Yeah. So you give your project, you give like a monkey, say you give a monkey, what can I give a monkey? I'm looking for the best definition. So you have a robot, you give it data, you give it like you say this robot will be cleaning the house. So you give it necessary data for it to clean the house, and after a while the robot realizes that there are many ways that the house can be cleaned in the ways you never thought about. It's all about anything that shows cognitive behavior. So that's AI. And then we have now AI has subsets, which is machine learning. Machine learning is a subset of AI. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And as a software developer, how do you use machine learning? Like, how do you apply it maybe in your job or in your yeah?
Honestly, where I am right now, we're not using machine learning extensively. But I really like doing it on the side. Like I said, I write technical articles on the topic. I also do machine learning projects on my own. Yeah, so that's what I do basically. Right now, we're not doing anything to do with machine learning. So yeah. But it can help you if you're coming from a software background to and learning machine learning. That can be a very good combo. Software engineering and machine learning can be a very good combo. Yeah. But there was a time last year I did a freelance. I did few freelance gigs in machine learning. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Ken commented that he experimented with ML a bit, mostly just generic applications.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And um, there's no other questions from the audience. Um, yes. Okay, unless you have anything to add.
No, I don't have anything to add, but you can just reach out. A very open person. I never expected for beginners to join this talk. Honestly, I wanted it, so I never like did a deep dive on introduction to machine learning. But all I have to say, if you're thinking of doing machine learning, it's a it's a very interesting field. You're welcome. It's a very interesting field, and you can also build a good systems out of this. You can also create that robot of yours. You can also, yeah, data is everywhere. The good thing about right now is that we have a lot of data. We have videos from TikTok. We have data you can scrape on the internet. You have a lot of data you can analyze.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of information, and come in machine learning should not have problem getting into the field.
Yeah,
Yes, I see there's a lot of information that one can maybe use if they want to build a model. There are also a lot of projects that one can undertake. So a beginner, it should be easier for a beginner to get into machine learning right now.
yeah, it will be very easy for you to get into machine learning right now. Right now, you just have to create a timetable and just know that in that machine learning is not different from software development. You have to understand some concepts for you to build good machine learning projects. So another resource I'd recommend is AI Kenya on YouTube. They have very good videos on how to approach machine learning projects. They have done interviews with CEOs who are using machine learning for their companies. So I think from there you can get to understand how machine learning has been used in Kenya and Africa.
Okay. Um, Thank you so much for the session. It was Sharon says that data is truly fuel. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
it is. 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 Yeah. That's why I'm paranoid this way these days of how I tweet.
Yeah, people can use your information
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
treat a model.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
So, is there any
and I
other
think
comments?
no, 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 there's not a comment.
Okay.
But maybe you can touch a little bit about machine learning and security. The same way that you said about being afraid of tweeting, uh, because there's a chance that someone will take your information and they'll create a model that maybe will emulate you and something like that.
Yeah,
What
there
do
are
you think
systems like
about
that.
machine learning and
There are many
security?
systems like that. There are many systems. Like I saw a documentary recently whereby um, there's a system, there's a machine learning program people have built that can fake my voice. Like I can fake my voice to sound like yours, and that is a very risky program. So, like I said
Yeah.
before, always strive to build responsible AI products. Always strive to build don't be malicious with this power we've been given, with this power we have of data, we have power of creating powerful machine learning projects. Don't misuse it because these programs will run back to you. Always strive to create something awesome. I mean, something that will help the community, something that predicts when locusts will come and eat and take your maize. Always predict. Don't be malicious because that's another topic. There's another topic called responsible AI, which I also tell people to talk to read about it. I think Microsoft has it somewhere, a topic, a course on responsible AI, which is very, very, very actually on the keynote. I think someone talked about it on responsible AI. So strive to build responsible AI products. By responsible AI, you're building products that will help the community and not the malicious products. Don't build don't build robots that will come and that will come and kill us. I mean, that's a joke. So yeah. So just be responsible. As much as you have all this knowledge, use machine learning well. Yeah.
Mm.
If you're
I
going to
think
use data, just use data in a beneficial way. If you want to if you want to build a system where it can get to learn how many girls, how many users are on TikTok, to help them, then that's a good one. Yeah,
mm,
yeah. Or a good example is Netflix. Netflix uses machine learning to predict. Say you've been watching comedy for a very long time, then it recommends a comedy movie to you. So by that it's considering your needs as a customer, and by that that's responsible AI.
mm,
Yeah, that's a recommender system. So as much as we talking about machine learning is also a growing field. So every day it's growing, it's growing and growing and growing and growing. So it's something that we should also embrace. Tech is going real fast nowadays.
oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, yeah,
I think it's our responsibility as the developers. Like we are the
yeah,
foundation of machine learning, so it's our responsibility to define maybe how it will be used, and yeah, how others
yeah,
take it, and we should just be responsible for it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I believe, I believe that was it for today. It was a very
Yeah.
informative session. Thank you, Joe, for taking us through the
Okay.
session,
You're
and
welcome.
thank you everyone who's there, and I wish you a wonderful evening.
Same to you. Okay. Bye.